Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Lesbian GOAT. As always, my two commentators, they're going to introduce themselves.
I'm Pam.
I mean, Vet.
This evening, we're going to start off the discussion in reference to
Transgender.
transgenders. It's a subject, everyone should know about at this time and age. We are amongst many people that have decided to, change their sexualities. And it's a topic that I feel, we could dive into tonight in reference to what's going on and how we feel about it. Once again, these are only our personal, opinions. No one else's.
Only our opinions, just our
Yeah.
opinions. So don't take nothing personal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Not
Just our
against
opinions.
nobody.
All right, all right. Who wants to start off?
Well, Pam, yeah, you can start off today.
All right. I'm not too familiar too much with transgenders. I know guys to girls, girls to guys, whatever. But I just feel like transgender men who change over to women should not participate in women's sports.
I agree with you with that.
I have a problem with that because whether they change their sex or not, their strength is still the same.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I think that's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, well, we have seen some stories in reference to those who have, transgenders in high school playing certain sports, and yes, it is bad when you see a man that turns into a woman fighting another woman in the sport.
That's not fair.
Well, they had something like that, though.
We've seen
Where
it.
it was
should
the
have
man
nothing
that
to do.
changed it to a woman and he fought the woman. He knocked out.
Yeah, because
It wasn't
they
even a
feel
fair
like
fight because that she didn't even
the
get to go
strength.
two
She don't have the
rounds, I
strength.
think.
I
Like,
mean,
and
I don't know what it is that, like, just like I don't know what it is in some people's mind to make them gay, not gay, or whatever. But what is, because to me, it takes a lot, not just a thought to be transgender, to be a female to turn to a male turn into a female. That's a big step.
that's a big life change.
It is. It's dramatic.
And that's the thing, in reference to what we're discussing. I mean, when we talk about this as adults, that's different if you make that choice. But as children, you shouldn't be allowing your child to make such,
That's
important
drastic.
decisions like that because you never know. The mind changes as you get older,
Yeah.
and what you might feel now, you might not feel
Yeah, when you
later
get
on.
older.
Once you make that change, it's done.
I've had associates that I've even met, and I've heard some stories in reference to the fact that they felt, a little different as they got older, and some of them might have felt like they wanted to change back. And yeah, that's a lot to deal with, especially like I said, if you're a child, you shouldn't, be allowed to make them type of decisions, and except for when you 21 and up, maybe.
Yeah,
As an
but
adult, once
Yeah,
you
but
become an
the thing
adult,
is-
you should be able to.
if they're a child, they shouldn't be making no decision at all.
Well, that's the thing
Because if they truly feel like that, they
It
can
ain't
still
gonna
feel
matter
like that when they get older.
So
Right.
why
So
not
if
wait?
they can make that decision on their own instead of their parents making
Right.
that decision for them,
Mhm.
and then they say, okay, I told my parent I wanted to change my sex and different stuff, and then when they get older, they realize they didn't want to change their sex.
And
They
now
don't
they
blame their parents.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what happens sometimes. I mean, for instance, I did work in a group home setting years ago. Administration for Children's Services. I met a young man that was, transgender, and he was just excited at the fact that the city was paying for it, and like I said, he was a young man transgendering into a female, but they had him in a group home for boys. So of course, that was very challenging, especially us as staff members, because you had those that was trying to get at him for several different reasons. Some wanted to get at him to mess with him and punk him out. Some wanted to get at him because they were trying to holler on
Same
the
thing
low.
like in jail, they do the same
Yeah,
thing.
so
Oh yeah, they
like
do
I
that in the
said,
prison.
he laughed about it. He thought it was funny, but I guess it was, to me, I was just concerned, was he, sure about that decision he was making because he was so young, and like I said, he just was happy, that this is what he wanted. And it was kind of, a lot for us as the staff, like I said, dealing with those type of circumstances and him transgendering and, looking more female-ish, it wasn't like he was exactly looking like a boy anymore, a young man. So yeah, it could be very challenging. Like I said, I always think about, him and others, like I said, that made them type of decisions at them type of ages and stages. And imagine, what they might be doing now. Are they happy? Are they content with the decisions and choices they make? And some are, and
You got some of them that are fucking gorgeous though.
oh, really? Yeah, definitely.
Some of them are gorgeous.
Absolutely, yeah. You wouldn't even know.
Like I went to Walmart. I don't think he's fully changed, the dude that's at Walmart, but he dressed and looked just like a girl. And he's a Walmart worker. He walked past some dudes that they they women's,
Mm.
and the dude to turn around and take a
You gotta
look.
take a second look because you got like
Take a look.
You gotta take a
Like,
second
you know,
look.
and I'd be like, yo, you know that. You have to know that's a dude, bro.
You don't got to
Shit
know
happen.
anything. You don't got to know
Not
nothing. But
today.
nobody looking though. It's different.
Now, back in the days when they first started, doing the transgender,
Right.
it was different, But them old ones that, considering the work they doing today, you wouldn't even know some of them are transgenders. Let's just be honest.
But let's be honest, a lot of them that are getting those perfect type of surgery and different stuff like that, and still carrying around the man part or the woman part, need to let their partner know that they have these things.
Absolutely.
But they in process of changing.
And
Because
let them decide if they want to
Right.
or not.
But
Let me decide if I want to be with a woman turn into a man. Let me decide that. Don't just whip that out on me one day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what's going on out here, and that's
And a lot of them was getting
the
killed.
concerns, yes, because you just got to be honest and upfront, regardless of your sexuality. I feel in general, and a lot of times, some people are hiding that, and they ain't telling these, young men they dealing with or grown men. And when they find out,
now they want to start beating on people.
I
understand being mad and everything, but
and it's also about. I guess for a man, especially particularly any man, it don't even matter your sexuality, your color, or whatever.
Right.
For you to think you're dealing with a woman and to come to
not.
find out, it do something to them.
A whole lot. That would do something. If I was a man and I thought I was messing with a woman and it was a man,
I'd freak out, man. I'd probably
because I'm not gay.
Right.
Because I'm not gay as a man. That's
right.
What,
I probably would beat the hell out.
That would have to be the option. You
and
have
that's
to tell
what's
me,
happening
man.
out
That's
here.
crazy.
They are beating and they are killing them literally, and that's why it's very important to be upfront about your sexuality, no matter what. Because you just have to be honest. Honesty is most important in this day and age. You can't be hot in your hand, from people and then expect them to accept it when it come out. Because it didn't come from you first and foremost.
Right, because it's always going to be somebody else that told.
And that's a problem.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Did you know? That's what it's going to be. It's going to be somebody who, not even saying jealous, but somebody mad or whatever, and now they want to tell.
I mean, even for us, we all lesbians here, but at the same time, I've heard stories. I've heard stories in reference to us as lesbians being jealous of the transgender females, the males that have told it. That's crazy. Like, I don't understand. We all want
We're all in the same family, same category.
So why would I be jealous of you? It's about your game and how you put it down and what you do for you. Why should I have to be jealous or concerned with the fact that you changed your sexuality and now you like what I like? It's ridiculous.
It's enough women
out
there for everybody. It's enough for everybody.
Check this out. The women's that aggressive walking around wearing straps.
Yeah.
I know somebody.
The youngsters.
You're not a man. You're a woman. You're still a woman. It don't matter what you do in your
to be honest, I
why
know
are you trying to carry it?
a lot of them, they like dudes, like they, I see it too. I just be like, don't twisted. Like I said, we know at the end of the day, we all women and we are women, but we know we are also women at the end of the day.
Let's
not pretend. Like I said, you can try to be as aggressive as you want. We all like to dress in a certain male attire and all that, but we know
because it's
comfortable. It's
comfortable. And like I said, to pretend to yourself to think, oh, you taking on a whole persona of a man. Are you crazy? Like, it's ridiculous. Make it make sense. You're a woman enough.
That's because they have that stereotype. So who's the man and who's the woman? That's the first thing they said when you got to. Who's the man? Who's the woman?
You can carry a strap all you want. You can't make no baby. You can carry the baby.
Some of them are. And that's another thing I find a lot going on right now at this time. I'm hearing about because they label us studs. I said, with dudes on the low, they're allowing these dudes to get in their head to the point where that means you ain't never was really truly.
I don't
This is not a temporary thing. Like, this is a lifestyle.
About what?
They're saying that a lot of studs now are allowing themselves to get, because guys are trying to holler at the studs, and some of them are getting pregnant. Like,
but you also got to realize it's still women.
Yeah.
But maybe some stud might want to have a baby.
Maybe
I know a gay girl pregnant had a baby.
Yeah, that's cool.
But we're still women first.
Right, but I ain't gonna let nobody get in my head.
It's not nobody getting in your head. Because if you have something in your mind and say, you know what? Maybe I should have my own baby. Because if I'm my wife and she has a baby, it's mine, but it's not mine. Some people want to have that childbirth experience to know that what it feels like to have a baby.
But it's not that. It's like a kind of a joke in the culture now, because you actually got guys out here trying to see if they could get motherfuckers to switch.
That's a challenge.
See,
That's
if you
That's crazy.
but this is the thing. If you true to your lifestyle, if you true to your lifestyle, because this is my life. This ain't no temporary thing. This ain't. Well, I'm 60 years old. I've been gay since I was freaking 11 years old. I like my teacher in the 3rd grade. I knew from school
I knew something
that I wanted. I knew from school I like women.
like we are,
You understand what I'm saying?
we didn't understand it.
Nobody could convince you to do anything. But if I was black then and I wanted my own baby, I might have just to have a baby.
And that's not talking about
Way back when.
nothing wrong with that. We had them.
That's why
But it ain't that. I'm telling you that. It's like it's kind of like a underlying joke in the community at this point, because they actually got dudes out here.
when it was the problem, I can't say.
Can't make you do anything that you don't
It's the
want
younger
to do.
generation, like I
They
said,
It's the difference between them and us. Older generation, we do what we do. We've been like this. We've been doing
We got
it.
more. We got
nobody gonna
respect.
change. I'm for my love.
We
Ain't no
value
never.
our vows. We like a lot of the older ones. The older ones we just different.
Set in our way, I guess, because like I said, ain't nobody gonna never make me change, how I love and who I love. Like I said, can't no dude ever approach me. I don't give a fuck. The other day I was in them stores, dude, and I know how to cook collard greens. I'm like, yeah. He's talking about give me your number. Please, nah, dude, I don't give it up like that. I don't care. It's funny though.
Yeah, take it in.
Out here, what I'm saying? They be testing you, but it's on you. How you carry yourself and let it be known, like, I ain't looking at you like that, dude, never that. And you keep it moving, what I'm saying? But I guess if something out here.
The thing is that some of these dudes know who respect themselves and who don't.
Like, they know how you carry yourself. They're not gonna
Plain and
approach.
simple.
They're not gonna approach certain people.
Right.
But then again, some of them don't know, and they just try.
This
Let me see.
Let me see
Hey,
if
how
she
you
gonna
doing?
fall
I'm
for it.
fine. How you doing? Yeah, we gonna talk about what? No, we're not doing anything. No. I'm the one to say. So I'm gonna bring my wife with me, okay? Then they get an attitude. Now, why the fuck is you mad? You invite me out. Can I bring my wife with me?
Yo, I remember one time I was in Walmart years ago, and I had this dude following me around, this big African dude. And I just kept wondering, what the fuck was he following me around for?
Kidnap you.
Come out and say to me, how you doing with your day? And I was like, don't worry about my name, but I had to let him know, I like women, and I kept it moving. It's funny, like I said, things do happen out here around us. It's how you handle it. I don't know. I guess, like I said, some people are weak. They allow people to get into their space like that, and they mind switch it up. Let nobody switch up how I feel or who I love.
I mean, there's these people out here that go both ways.
That's true too. I ain't got no problem with it, but I ain't bisexual.
I'm saying, do what you do. That's your business.
But it matter what you do, because everything you're doing is behind closed doors.
Right.
It don't matter what you're loving. Because you go to work, you pay bills, you do tax, you think everybody.
Yeah, that's behind closed doors. But to the transgenders, they should let their partner know who they are.
They should.
So if y'all are behind closed doors, they know too much.
Because I wouldn't want to. I with in the past, and then like I said, it was interesting. I ain't gonna lie, but I wasn't with that when we go together and all that. Because she told me, so it was my choice to deal with it.
That'd be your choice, absolutely.
But at the same time, now in this day and age, I don't think I want to be dealing with that like that. That's what you want. That's on you. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to be sharing. I don't like sharing. If you want to share, you can go ahead and keep it moving, because I don't share nothing. You know what I mean? Not when it comes to my bedroom. I mean, just a lot going on.
Yeah, when it comes to my life and shit.
Yeah, you're generalizing their life then.
It's a lot going on. It's just easy to running rapid. And like I said, a lot of people, they telling cats, they just getting involved in,
Take somebody down.
And I ain't got time for them. Yeah, see.
I don't know, keep going into
Yeah,
them.
I noticed.
But it's not from that, it's from there.
Okay.
It got something to do with the party.
I noticed it though, but
We've
anyway,
done it before.
like I said, it's just a lot going on. Now. You have to be mindful. You have to be, cautious. And like I said, for those who are transgender, all we saying is just, keep
Be
it
careful.
real. Be careful and be
Yeah,
honest.
definitely be careful.
And like I said, if you are a youth, young, do your homework in reference to it. Make sure it's what you really want.
Right, because it's one and done. It's
Yeah,
one and
you
done.
can't be doing them type of things, especially if you having surgeries and all that. And
It costs money too.
later on thinking that you could reverse it. That's a lot of for your mind, to deal
Mentally.
with. And you
And
just
your
have to-
body physically.
yeah, be sure, please. Like I said, we want everybody to be happy, and healthy. And at the same time, like I said, just live your life, but don't, put nobody else's life in jeopardy because of the circumstances because you don't want to be honest. Just be honest always. Honesty, is the best policy, especially in this day and age. That's all we're saying. We see a lot of times people are getting harmed and hurt because they wasn't honest, and it's not an excuse,
dangerous.
but it's just happening.
But also, I want to say, like, even though you do give it a guy that you tell that you're transgender, you changing and different stuff like that, be careful with them if they still want to be in a closet type of person, because it means that they on the down low until it's found out, and then when it's found out, they're gonna act like they didn't know and try to put the pause on you because they're trying to make their friends think that you tricked them. So you got to be careful of that too. So you got to make sure you really getting to know this person really getting to know you, like you're doing a regular relationship, and that he okay with being seen with you and stuff. That you're not always in the house.
Nobody that ain't proud to be seen with you.
Exactly.
What do you got one in the closet? Wow.
Yeah, but you'll have a lot of them that say, "Oh, let's watch a movie in the house tonight.
Let's never go out.
Let's go."
Let's never go
That's
out.
what I'm talking about. They never go out.
I
I don't even want to meet your family. No.
You don't want nothing like that.
That's usually
They
the
covering
problem.
it up.
That's-
They
that's the
letting it
problem
be
person
known
right
already.
there.
They ain't with it. They gonna keep you in the
It's
background.
good while
So
we
like
in
what
the
you
house
doing.
when we going outside now.
I
Just
can't
like
be
you
seen
what
with
up?
you. Nah, you can't have it like that. You can't have it both ways. But like I said, in reference to the transgender community, you are a part of our community, and we just want y'all to know, like I said, y'all.
We want everybody to be safe and healthy.
Yes, please, always, and honesty is the best policy. That's all.
So, what y'all think about this thing with the schools teaching about, like, gay life and stuff like that, trying to convince these kids?
I don't
with this
agree.
stuff?
I think right now, let children be children.
Right, they putting too much on kids.
Really, and this doesn't make any
Nobody
sense.
had to tell me when I was a kid.
Right.
That I liked a woman.
When we were growing up, we were children. We
Yep.
played. We were children.
Ran,
Everything was going on between your parents. You didn't
Yep.
know about it because you was outside playing, having fun.
Staying in your place.
Now these kids is in parents' businesses, talking to parents disrespectfully.
Mhm.
I would never in my whole life have thought to disrespect my mother.
What? Girl, please. I never. And that's the
thing
difference.
So what I'm trying to say, what do y'all think about them trying to teach them about being gay?
In a way,
in
I think
school?
it's good because some people don't know. Just like how when we were young, we didn't know what it was, how we felt.
But nobody had to teach you that.
Nobody has to teach you anything. Half the stuff
I
they
think
teach you,
with them, Pam, I think with them doing that, kids that's not really like that, they're gonna be making them think.
No, you're not.
Should be
No,
like that.
no, you're not. Why do people say that? Nobody can't make you be gay.
No,
No matter
I'm
what
not
they
saying make you
say to
be
you.
gay, but what I'm saying is they young-minded. They minds
They're
is not,
sponges.
they're sponge. So when they start saying, "Oh, Becky's like girls, but Becky's my friend. I want Becky to like me." You know.
I don't think now.
Well, elementary, maybe even junior high, leave it alone. Once you get high school, maybe you can start to mention different sexuality.
They don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they-
What's that called?
If
You
their
eat
mind is
school?
able.
Just like we was talking one time and you said tubby, which you said about the tubby,
Tubby?
and they was talking about tubby supposed to be gay. You never knew every kid that they were gay.
Exactly, because
Kids
everything,
didn't know that.
just like Barney, they making everything out to be something now, just
Right.
to associate with something.
Something.
We don't care Barney, Teletubbies, or any of them. If that's what they want to care.
I think
And we weren't aware of it until somebody said it. Like, Nah.
Children be children.
Exactly. That's what I say.
They
don't need to
have
be
to
exposed to
pressure them
everything.
or put all these things on them. They have enough to worry about as it is.
Growing up, making it.
And like you said, we all said nobody told us anything about our life. We chose this life on our own, on the decisions we made personally of what we seen and what we wanted. It should be the same for them.
Everybody should have the option.
Nobody should be pressured to feel or worry about, their sexuality. As a child,
right.
Formulating a lot of things, discipline, learning, reading, writing, arithmetic. Who has time to concern themselves with?
Do I like girls or do I like boys?
Do I like boys?
I got time for that. I like them as my friend. That's what they should be thinking.
Right. Those are my friends. Kids learn friends first. It's other people that start with the this, that, the hate, and all that stuff. They learn that stuff because they're being taught that stuff.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with a parent if you choose personally.
That's your personal option, right?
To talk to your child about their sexuality or get books with. That's your choice as a parent.
Right, as a parent, you should be.
But no school should be dictating to your child, about their sexuality as a child. Like, they're children, they're boys or they're girls. That's it. And they need to learn certain things.
But that's why we're where we at now, because the schools got involved with it. Remember back in the day, if your mother came up to the school, who was in trouble? You. Your mother never said nothing. The teacher told your mother what was wrong and what was going on. Your mother ain't go up there and fight with a teacher. Your mother ain't go up there and curse out a teacher or none of that stuff. My mother talked to the teacher. I wasn't standing right there and they going, No, it was them adults talking, and then they left,
you got talked to when you got home.
Exactly, because
there's a lot of young parents out here, and these young parents don't have no morals for themselves. That's why they sit up there fighting the teacher. I don't care. No teacher has the right to put their hands on your chest.
No, absolutely
not.
But
if they do put their hands on your chest, that don't mean you go up there and beat them. That means that you can head on and get the law enforcement involved with it.
You got to find out what's going on
and do what they need to do.
You got these kids assaulting teachers.
Oh yeah, I seen it. Picking them up, literally teachers, and choking them out. Like it's crazy.
But the thing is, but when that happened, press charges on the fucking parents.
Now, but see,
you know why I said press charges on the parents?
That's not fair, though.
Because my thing is, if you teaching your child the way that you're supposed to be teaching them, they never gonna go to school and fucking
That's
act out.
That's not true.
They may act out with stupid shit.
No,
like maybe making jokes, making jokes in school, but they ain't gonna sit up there and get up in no teacher face and bust no teacher ass.
First of all, it's not that. It's how the kids perceive their parents. If I see my mother is out here doing all this old crazy stuff, and I tell her some stuff going on, and she ain't paying me no money, I'm free to do whatever I want to do. So when I go out to school and punch my teacher in the face, what my mother gonna do? She gonna come up there rah-rah with me? Yeah. Right.
That's why the parents should be charged.
Yeah, but you can't charge me because you got parents that drop their kids off to school and the kid go out the back door and leave. Yeah. Parents think the kid in school. Yeah. But they're on the street doing stuff, so how you gonna blame the parent for that?
Oh, no. Then you do what you gotta do to the child.
Blame the kid.
You ain't in school.
Take him on that island. Remember the island with the gators and stuff? Leave him out there. Drop him on the island.
Well, in reference to the topic, once again, we're going back to
past the transgender.
We're all over the place, so we're going to get back on it. Yeah. We just want you guys to be safe out here. Like I said, we want you to be mindful of, what's going on in reference to, transgenders and their lifestyles. And it's important, that they be respected as well, in our community. Like I said, and they are people, and, they live their lives just like we do, and we have to be mindful, even within our own community, in reference to that, because there are certain groups and organizations that try to put us amongst each other, even in our own life.
Our own people put us amongst each other, try to pit us towards each other.
Yeah, but we are, it's all about love, and like I said, if you're real with it and you're keeping it real, then you hopefully being safe, and that's what we, the message should be, in reference to the topic we discussed there. I'm gonna ask each one of these guys, and myself the same question in reference to transgender. If you had the opportunity, at a younger age, would you have transgendered or not? As for myself, I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad no, because I think as a youngster I would go back and forth if I was a guy, but as I've gotten older, I'm realizing I'm thankful that I am, a lesbian or a black woman, and I'm proud of it. And I'm cool with my life and the decisions and the choices that I've made. I choose to love women as a woman, and I'm accepting of my family. I'm thankful has accepted my lifestyle and loved me unconditionally, and I'm grateful for that. The next, we want to answer next.
Yeah, bro.
I never thought about being a man, a dude, or none of that. Their life is theirs. I'm happy where I am. God made me as I am.
That's right.
That's where I am.
Amen.
That's all I got to say about that.
Right.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, you bet thought about it. She thought about it, yeah.
Nope. I love myself the way I am.
Yeah, God made me how he made me.
Always love myself the way I am. And my thing is, like, I love the way God created me.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself no matter what. You have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody else will love you.
This is one thing I want to say. There needs to be a law out that they cannot have their gender change unless they're 21 and older. Maybe a little older than that, maybe 25 and older.
23, I would give it. Maybe.
I don't, no, that's not for me to decide.
But no, I don't think they should. I don't think anything.
Whatever anybody want to do with their body is their choice.
Yeah, but it should be a age limit to it.
I mean, we just don't want children making them type of decisions.
Want to do with their bodies.
I
can't tell nobody.
You know, and in a society, they consider what, 18, a young adult, 21,
18,
you're definitely
21,
grown. You know, those are fine in numbers to make them type of decisions. But as far as being like
12,
13,
no,
you shouldn't be making them.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said it should be an age to it.
Yeah, that's what we want.
13, their body's not even fully developed.
Your brain is not fully developed till you like 25. So meanwhile, while you're young, you're thinking about a girl trying to think about being a dude. So now you're 24. Then now you get 25. What the fuck was I thinking about?
It's different.
That's why I said it should be an age on it.
I mean, cause let's be honest. Like everybody know Magic Son. Well,
EJ.
Well, her now. You know. I mean, she's yay high. Look at her now. You know, she's very successful. You know, she looks great. You know, and she's living her life. I've seen her.
Just like what you call him.
He still look like a dude. He still carries himself.
But he
dressed like a woman. He do his makeup and stuff. He still have his parts. He didn't get no change. He didn't get no change.
Listen, I just feel be comfortable in your own skin. Right. That's what it all is. He dressed like he dressed because maybe he likes to.
He look
good.
Do
whatever you do.
He look good. That's what I see him.
I don't know. I don't be seeing. He be some stuff, I guess, but
he be fly.
Whatever makes you happy. Why people so concerned with? Why people so concerned with what everybody else is doing? Why?
I don't know. That's our problem as human beings. I guess we can't just focus on ourselves. We focus on everything around us.
See, they keep forgetting God said He is the only judge.
He is.
Exactly.
We sit out here judging people, saying this one shouldn't. This
same,
one
the same hand that you judge with, He's gonna judge the same way.
Yep. And it's always important to treat people the way you want to be treated. Exactly. Be mindful of that.
Just love people and just be happy. That's all.
One thing is
I just want peace.
For the people that don't like transgender, stay away from them.
Well, they don't have to have a conversation with them. They don't like none of us. They don't like none of us.
But why be around people you don't like?
Right. Right. You don't have to.
It's not like we all got to be in one space. We don't. You don't like me? That's fine.
Let's keep it moving.
Nobody's going to have everyone in the world that likes them. We all got people that don't like us. Some people don't like you, don't even know you.
You
just look at you and I don't like you.
Look at you, don't like you.
They don't like you. Right.
That's just how life is nowadays.
Because that's what they're taught. But anyway,
we know hate is taught, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Yeah. But anyway, we want to thank you guys for joining us this evening. And of course, we're going to see you guys soon. Probably next week. Definitely. Once again, this is Lesbian GOAT Podcast, and we appreciate you guys, taking the time to listen to our opinions, our own personal opinions.
That's right.
Nobody else's. And, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.